I want to start with showing more the general information and then coming to the particular, okay? First, why Tulum? Why Riviera Maya, which is the area where we are, and then why Tulum? I want to get the whole understanding for you so you can catch it and you can transmit it to your clients. It's very important. Most of our clients are coming here because of the lifestyle, because they want to have a vacation home, they want to have a second home, and also they want to do some money in the meantime. So we are going to talk all about this. But the first idea is that you understand why Mexico, why are people coming to Mexico to invest from all over the world, not only US, not only Canada, but we have seen people from Europe, from everywhere, every single country in the world, we have people here. So Mexico, I want to start addressing the situation that you guys live in US, the typical US investor problem. We have seen prices, the median price in the US is $417,000, and this is considering April, so last month. So this is a very updated data. Comparing to a certain city in US, such as Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, we have the average home value at $952,000 with an average ROI of 2%. So basically, the high entry cost is not matching the return of investment that we have. Plus, we have also the rental yields. Yields are declining in the last years, 54% declining in the rental yields. So if you are an investor and you put all your money in your house, probably you are making almost no money. After inflation, after taxes, after everything, you are barely doing some money. So this is a problem that not only happens in the US, also Canada, in Toronto, they have the same situation. The rental yields are decreasing. The property values are increasing like crazy, especially after COVID. And now we have a lot of investors. And I tell you from my experience, because I'm an investor, I was living in Canada, in Toronto, and I was like, okay, I want to invest here also, as I do in Mexico. And I realized that surprise, the prices to the acquisition prices are extremely high. So we are not having a lot of possibilities for first-time buyers to actually achieve a real estate investment in cities like Los Angeles, in cities like Toronto. So that's why it's very important for us to understand and to share with our clients. If you want to invest in real estate and you don't have $1 million, the amount that you will need in a city like Los Angeles, you are not limited there. There's a lot of opportunities here in Mexico, in Tulum, where you can have more return on your investment and way lower acquisition costs. So now this is the problem. Why considering Mexico? Okay, first of all, if you're in Canada or United States, in some cities that are very cold, you will experience the winter at minus 30 degrees, where you can be in Tulum or in the Riviera Maya and experience a plus 30 degrees Celsius. This is about 85 Fahrenheit, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's one benefit. Of course, the financial benefit. 1 Mexican peso or $1 American dollar is about 18 Mexican pesos. So you have a financial benefit on that side. We have 40 to 70% lower property costs here in Tulum than the United States, and the accessibility, because Tulum and the Riviera Maya is just 2 to 4 hour flight from major cities in the US. I was in Houston 2 weeks ago, and the flight was 2 hours and 20 minutes. Going to Cancun, for example, to Toronto, it's 4 hours. So it's basically very easy to connect. And also the Cancun airport, which is 1 hour and a half from here from Tulum, is the airport with most of the connectivity in Mexico. Actually, for the World Cup that we're having in the following months, Cancun is the only airport that is having direct flights to all of the cities that are hosting a match for the World Cup. So imagine the amount of visitors that we will receive in the following months. So first of all, and first why it's important to us to understand this, there's more about the economy in Mexico that I would love to share, but I'm going to point it out, especially in the tourism. Mexico, I don't know if you know these guys, but Mexico is the 6th most visited country in the world. We are receiving over 47 million visitors every single year coming to Mexico. So we are at an all-time highs in tourism. We are having a lot of people coming to Cancun, to Tulum, to Playa del Carmen. And this is about Mexico, 47.8 million visitors in Mexico. But take a look to what's happening in the Riviera Maya. Quintana Roo is receiving 33 million visitors out of those 47.8 million visitors that Mexico received. So most of the tourism that is coming to Mexico is actually landing here in Cancun, Riviera Maya. So that's something that you need to consider. At the end, we are relying, the economy here in Tulum is relying on the tourism mostly. So it's important to know that we have this amount of people coming into Tulum. This is very important to share. And we will be looking at this. Maybe when you were here, you realize about it. The Cancun airport is extremly busy all year long. So it's kind of a very, very busy airport. Not only Cancun, also Tulum Airport, which I'm going to talk about it. So let me mute here, please, guys. If you can mute your microphone, thank you. So now, all of these situations, we were looking at the major tourism approach, right? But now let me talk about not only tourism, but this is a general information that you will see from the government. This table, this chart is stating the appreciation that we have in Mexico. And Quintana Roo, which is the state where Riviera Maya is, where Cancun, where Tulum is on the first place of appreciation. This means 13.5% variation is happening from one year to the other. So from 1 year, your property is being appreciated 13.5%. And this is data based on the last year, the last quarter of this year. This is information that is public. You can research it in the government, the official websites. I'm not lying to you, but this is exactly what we're experiencing. So imagine that you have $100,000 and you put it in Mexico City. Mexico City is the last place of appreciation in Mexico, versus comparing 4.9% appreciation in Mexico City versus 13.5% appreciation in Quintana Roo. That's almost 3 times the amount of variation. So it's not only where you invest or what do you buy with your money, but it's more important, where do you invest your money? So now, having this clear, I want to talk now about why this appreciation is happening. This is very important for you to understand, because that's what you will share with your investors. We're having a lot of people that are sharing like false information, but all of the information that I'm sharing is from official sources, from official governmental data, and for official newspaper or news channels. So all of this is real, and I will share you also some real data. So now let's get into Tulum. Let's get into the Riviera Maya. So the Riviera Maya is actually compounding Cancun, Playa del Carmen, and Tulum. These are the 3 major cities in the Riviera Maya in Quintana Roo. And just to give you a quick reference, Cancun is the biggest city with over 1 million population, over 1 million people living in Cancun. Cancun has only 54 years old. 54 years old is nothing if we compare, for example, with Mexico City, which has over 500 years. The Cancun city has the Cancun airport, is the most visited city in the whole Mexico, and we are looking at only 54 years old city. Playa del Carmen, which was developed a little bit later and after Cancun, it has only 33 years old of a city. Now, what happened with Tulum? Tulum has only 17 years old as a municipality. 17 years old. That's not even in high school. This is not even finishing high school. So, guys, it's a really baby, and we are entering into a market that is actually just starting. We are having a lot of infrastructure under construction as I speak. So this is something that I want to share about what is going on in the whole Riviera Maya. Okay, so we have major projects or infrastructure such as the Maya train. Some of you guys have already looking into it. Some of you know already about it, but this train is connecting 1,600 kilometers of railroad in the whole peninsula of Yucatan. It's connecting 4 states, which is Yucatan, Quintana Roo, Campeche, and Chiapas. This train is 100% operational right now. You can connect from the Cancun airport. You can travel directly to Merida or directly to Tulum without getting off the airport. So the connectivity is great. And also it's having a cargo train. So we're going to be moving a lot of merchandise and a lot of economy with this project. Another big project that it has only 1.5 years old is the International Airport of Tulum, Felipe Carrillo Puerto. This airport is already operating, and it's having the capacity to host up to 5.5 million passengers every single year. Just to give you a quick reference, Tulum has 2 million visitors in the last year. So we have a lot to grow. And also, currently the International Airport of Tulum is having 75% international flights. So not even connections in Mexico. It's connecting to United States, to Canada, even South America. And in addition, it has 28 hangars for private jets. There's no airport in Mexico that has this capacity. So this will give you an understanding of where the market is going, to the luxury and the ultra luxury market in not only the real estate, but people that are coming to Tulum. You will see that is a very, very different market than we have in Cancun or in Playa del Carmen. So now with this, not only the private investment, not only the public investment, in terms of what's going on, people and companies from all around the world are coming to invest here to Riviera Maya and to Tulum. So you will see a lot of hotel chains such as the Hilton. You're going to see a lot of developments such as shopping mall, restaurants, and the private foreign direct investment has increased like no ever any time before. Actually, I have this from the Mexico government that is sharing that in 2025 we have a record of foreign direct investment into the country, more than any other year. So this is continuing to rise, and this is actually just starting. As I was mentioning, we have only 54 years of history in Quintana Roo. Now, there's something that I would like to share about why people are moving to Tulum, not only moving, but investment, doing investing here in Mexico, in this Riviera Maya. So as I was mentioning, we have amazing weather all year long. We're going to have amazing weather. You will enjoy no matter if it's freezing out in Canada. You can still take a plane, 4-hour plane if you're in Toronto, and you're going to get here to the Tulum area. It's a digital nomad paradise. Since the pandemic, you have realized that there's a lot of people that are actually working remote, and they still paying lifestyle, life cost, and rentals or mortgage in US and Canada, where you can have your exact same income and spend in pesos. I always said that is a hack. Earning dollars, spending pesos. And trust me, there's a lot of digital nomads here that are actually enjoying that financial benefit that we have here in the Riviera Maya. Of course, we have the cultural richnesses such as the Mayan ruins. We have cenotes, we have the best beaches in the world, and of course, the cost advantage of spending less than you will spend in cities like LA, Canada, New York. What about the things to do here in the Riviera Maya? Of course, I was mentioning we have the Maya ruins. We have one of the 7 world wonders, which is the pyramid of Chichen Itza, which is only about 1 hour from Tulum. We have a lot of cenotes. I don't know if you know what's the cenote, but the cenotes are natural sinkholes. This is fresh water, so it's very refreshing to just go and jump into a cenote. And they are everywhere. Actually, literally in the corner, right about the corner of my home, we have a cenote, and you will have cenotes everywhere. Which by the way, the cenotes are connected. All of them are connected underground, and it's part of the biggest underground river system in the world. We have, of course, the stunning beaches from everywhere in the world. I think Tulum and the Riviera Maya has one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. And of course, what about the vibrant nightlife, the food, the Mexican food? Mexico is a party. I think you already know that. So we will have a lot of enjoyment in all of these in these areas of Tulum and the Riviera Maya. So that's a little bit of what we will experience here. Now, what is going on now getting into the Tulum market and why the real estate actually is something that you will be interested for you and for your clients. So we have already talked about the location, the accessibility that we have into Tulum. We have a strong concept. Tulum is actually a brand. It's a world-renowned brand. People from around the world know about Tulum even before they know about other cities in Mexico. We have a very educated market for short-term rentals. If you want to do Airbnb or short-term rentals, this is the actual best place because you're going to have actually turnkey developments, turnkey management. You don't need to understand what's going on with your apartment. You don't need to worry about who's going to take care of the reservation, the cleaning, the managing. It's everything already covered. We have a clear legal structure. We always work with a lawyer. So our lawyer, it's we're gonna recommend our lawyer if you don't have one, that will make sure that you have all of the clear title, all of the legal documents are in place. And of course, I will sharing about the prices. Prices are extremely low comparing to the US. Lifestyle for plus investment combination, strong vacation rental culture, and the population growth. As I was mentioning, Tulum has only 17 years old as a municipality. So now I'm going to get into the details about this opportunity later. I want to first address this this concept that is very important for you to understand. So big brands are looking at Tulum as the next global destination. We have already world brands like Faena, which has developments in Miami, in New York, in Buenos Aires. It's a world brand. We have also Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy. They just announced that they are doing a new project in Tulum. And this brand is not getting into any destination. They need to consider that they have the fastest or the highest luxury in terms of real estate, and they are planning to develop here the next project. We have, of course, all of the already known hotel chains like Marriott, Hilton, Wyndham. This is already here. They have already made their own projects, and they do a lot of the condo hotel projects. So we're gonna have an apartment. The investor will come buy the apartment, and these branded residents will operate the apartment or the complex. And that's exactly the models that the smart investors are looking at, where you're going to have a big brand backing up your investment with professional management, and you're going to have just to come enjoy whenever you want, and the rest of the year you will have your fully operational investment with a professional brand behind. So this is some of the brands that we have already. I want to talk about the process, how people can own a property here in Mexico, because this is something that people will ask you. You don't need to be an expert. I don't want you to be an expert, but I want you to have the general idea of how you will promote the Riviera Maya and how you will promote buying properties here. So first of all, let's say we find already a property and we like it. So what's next? We put an offer. The process is very similar to United States and Canada. Once we put our refundable offer, we're going to have time to ensure the due diligence of the property. We're going to work with a lawyer that will ensure everything is fine. We're going to ensure the financing approval, which I'm going to talk more about financing in a few minutes. And then after we have all of this, we're going to sign the agreement. When we are okay with the offer and the conditions, we put the down payment of the property and we sign the agreement, the sales agreement. Once we have this already done and the property is ready to deliver, we're going to get into the notary process. This notary process will take 3 to 4 weeks, which is going to ensure that we are having all of the documents, all of the paperwork in place, all of the legal requirements from the seller and from the buyers are in place. Then we go to the notary and we sign the official deed. The property, yes, you own the property. Some people think that you cannot own a property as a foreigner, and that's somehow true. I'm going to explain why. Because there's something that is called the restricted area. And 50 kilometers from the coast, 100 kilometers from the borders, a foreigner cannot directly own a property in Mexico in this restricted area. So how does people do it? All of the thousands of people that are actually owning properties here. So we have two ways, and we have the first way to get around that is the fideicomiso, which is a Mexican bank trust. It's exactly the same process as as a bank trust in US or Canada. The bank will have will own the property and you will be the beneficiary of this trust. The second way is the Mexican corporation. If you're buying only one property or your client is buying only one property, the easy way is the Mexican bank trust. If you're getting into Mexico with a more business understanding and you want to buy more than 4 properties, then it will make sense, the Mexican corporation. So the bank trust is the cheapest, and is the best way to do it without complication. It's valid for 50 years, and the annual fees are about $400 per year to keep the bank trust. Now, if you say, okay, I want to run into a Mexican corporation because I want to do business, okay, this is going to cost you a little bit more because you're going to pay a lawyer fee, monthly fee, accountant monthly fee. So that will create a little bit more of expenses. But for only one property, the bank trust is going to be more than enough. So now, what about financing? How can a foreigner finance a home in Mexico? Is that even a way? Yes, we have financing options available for you, such as we have Mexican banks or Mexican institutions that are giving loans to foreigners to buy in Mexico. We have also some other financial institutions from US and Canada that are willing to do this. But my best recommendation, if you are from Canada or the US, the best way to buy a property with low interest rate is using a HELOC. If you have a property in Canada or US and you have some equity in that property, then you can take that property out and bring it to Mexico, and that will be considered a cash payment. So we will have the negotiation power as well. And you will keep your financial situations or your financial conditions from Canada or the US, which is way lower interest rate. I'm going to explain why, because In Mexico, okay, so let's say you have no option from you have no property or you have no equity. What can you do? There's other ways to do it. In Mexico, we have some financial institutions that will give a loan to acquire a property, but the interest rate is going to be more expensive. We are looking at 10 to 12% interest rate, up to 20-year term. You don't need to be a resident in Mexico, and they can borrow up to 85% of the property value. So there's options, and there are some developers that are actually willing to do seller financing. So there's options. You don't need to pay cash. However, if you pay cash, you're going to have more negotiation power. You're going to have a better price, and you're going to have basically the control of the negotiation with the seller. So now let's talk about the opportunities that we have for you today. I have made this quick introduction to the Mexican market and to the Tulum market. I'm sure you will have a lot of questions, so we will get the space after the webinar for the questions. I'm gonna go ahead with the opportunity. We are presenting one project which is already successfully finished, sold out in the first phase, and we are now launching the second phase. We have units starting at $175,000 with 20% down payment, fully managed property for short-term rental models, a great option if you want to do lifestyle and also have some income potential. So the project is Otonomus. The brand is already established. Who is the brand or who is the developer behind this project? So we have here a little bit of information of who is this developer and why should we be trusting this project. They have already 20 years in the business. They have over 63 companies in the group, including construction, developing, hospitality, restaurants, a lot. Not only operating in Mexico, but also in Las Vegas. And we are actually having the event in Las Vegas next June 6th. And the idea is that you are getting this information so you can transmit it to your clients, and then we can get together in Las Vegas in June 6th. So Otonomus Hotel, the project that we are presenting, they have already presence in Las Vegas. They already have the first project sold out in Tulum. They are making also another hotel in El Salvador, in Arizona, and also in Dubai. And as part of being in the Otonomus family, you will have the possibility to stay not only in your hotel or in your property, but also in any of these other cities. You will have 7 nights included if you want to use, if you buy here, you're going to have 7 nights included to use anywhere in the world in these locations. So now that's the project. Where is it located? I want to share actually the map of the Google Maps, because this is one of the closest projects to the ocean. As I was mentioning, Tulum has no residential properties by the ocean, by the beach. Actually, all of the properties are inland. So if I share a little bit of the map here in Tulum, I'm going to share exactly where is this project located and why the location is amazing. As I was mentioning, the Autonomous project, which is just 2 minutes from the beach, is right here. So that's the location. This is the beach of Tulum. As you might know already, we have amazing, beautiful beaches, world-renowned beaches here. So we are just 2 minutes from the world-renowned beaches of Tulum. You're gonna see that we have quick connectivity to the best beaches. So these are the actual beaches. You can Google them. I know you know about them, but this is truly a paradise. You will have these beaches 2 minutes from your property in Tulum. So if we take a look on what's around this project, so we are only 2 minutes from the beach. We are about 6 or 7 minutes to town, because in Tulum, the town is actually having the most of the concentration for restaurants, bars. You are 7 minutes away from the downtown of Tulum. So that will make it very convenient. And especially people that are coming for vacation, they want to be close to the ocean. They want to be close to the beach, where they want to spend the whole day, and they come back to the apartment to relax, to have a dinner, and then get ready to go party to the downtown. So the location is amazing. It's truly a great location. We are actually on the pre-sale of the phase 2. This one that we are looking at the screen right now is the first phase, which is already operating. Actually, it has been nominated at the top 5 hotels or branded hotels, branded residents in Tulum. I will share details about that. So yeah, we have amenities such as the pools, we have parking, rooftop, yoga meditation area, we have a gym, we have a restaurant 24/7, security 24/7 as well. And then we're gonna have the great location, which is just 2 minutes from the ocean. So that's an actual picture, and this is an actual video of the project. Let me see if I can. No, I cannot click it here, but I will show you actually real pictures of this project. So yeah, the typology that we have in this project is studios, 1 bedroom and 2 bedrooms. The studios are starting at 175,000 US. The 1 bedroom are starting at 229 US, and the 2 bedroom starting at 265. So now I was mentioning the payment plan for this project is amazing because you will only need 20% as a down payment for any of the units that you like. And just because we are doing this event in Vegas, June 6th, you can also share this information with your clients, get to know the project, get to know the market in Tulum. And I don't want you to be an expert. I don't want you to give them all the information. I just want you to get them excited to see that they can have a property for just a fraction that well they will pay in US or Canada. And after that, we will handle everything. We will handle negotiation, closing, everything. We have the whole team ready to help you, ready to support you. And the best part is what I'm going to share later on. How are the units delivered? Turnkey, fully turnkey, everything from the table, from the chairs, all the way to the toilet paper is going to be included. You don't need to worry about anything. Decoration is going to be there. And why? Because remember that this is going to be operating as a condo hotel. That means all of the units must be exactly the standard of qualities and the standard that a world-class hotel has. So that's why all of the units will be delivered turnkey. You don't need to worry about anything. We will give you a full list of what is included in this project. So that's basically how it's gonna be delivered. The payment plans that we have starting at 20% down payment. If not, you can say, okay, if you have availability to do some payments during the construction, which the second phase is delivering December 2027. If you say, okay, I have some cash flow to pay you during construction, okay, you can do 20, 60, and then 20 at the end. If you say, you know what, I don't have cash flow to pay, I can just pay a low down payment and the rest at the end. You can go for the 30% down payment and 70% once we deliver the unit. And just for the special event that we will have in Las Vegas, the first 5 units to be booked or to be reserved will have $20,000 discount out of the price list that I will share with you as well. So now, I don't want to make this a sales presentation because we are partners and I want you to understand how can you present this to your clients. So I'm going to share with you a Google Drive link, which will include everything you need to start doing some sales. I'm going to share with you this Google Drive, which is Tulum comes to Las Vegas. This is for you guys. So I want you to understand how this works. So here, what you will find the presentation that I'm sharing with you right now is this one, how to invest in Tulum real estate. You can have this to share with your clients or just to study yourself. What else you will find here? You're going to find the brochure that we will share for the event in Las Vegas, which is basically introducing the opportunity, introducing the real estate market in Tulum. Where is Tulum? Where is this project located in Tulum? We're going to share a little bit about the phase one that is already sold out and that we are pre-selling the phase two, about the typologies and the payment structure. What else you will find in this drive? So you're going to have here all of the resources from the project. Whatever you need to know about the project, you will find it here. This is the file that is named Otonomus Selection Kit. Here you will find everything you need, from the location to the website of the property, the brochure that I will share in the buying process, finishing, that we have the prices and availability. This is real time. So if one apartment got sold, this is automatically going to be updated. Why Otonomus? You're going to see also real photos from the phase one. For example, you click here, and then you will go to the real photos of the phase one, which is already sold out. And all of these are real pictures about the lobby, the bedrooms, the 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom condos, the pool, everything in detail. So you're going to find all of this information here. What else you will find in this selection kit? So if you go to the start of the selection kit, you say, okay, I want to introduce a little bit of the financials. My client is numerical. He wants to understand the numbers. So I would recommend you click here, the final tally here, and you will click here, and you will see very interesting data of why it's a good idea to invest here. Actually, we are putting a comparison between what happened if you invest $175,000 into a condo in Tulum versus what happened if you put it in your 401k or in the stock market. And it's a huge difference. Over 10 years, if you say, okay, I'm putting my $175,000 in the Tulum condo, in 10 years, this 175 will be $538,000. And that's just about the value. I'm not talking about the cash flow that it will produce for you. You will see some really cool comparisons between US rental property, for example. You have a lot of situations such as the tenant turnover, the maintenance headaches, the insurance that is extremely high, the property tax, which is actually extremely high. I didn't mention that, but for example, in cities like I think in Las Vegas, well, I don't want to lie to you, but the property tax in Mexico, it's 0.1% of the property value. That means if you have a property that is worth $200,000, you're going to be paying only $200 per year in property tax. So that's nothing. The Tulum market, as I was mentioning, we have the highest appreciation in the whole country. Now, what happened is some clients say, oh, so this works like a timeshare. No, the timeshare, you don't buy anything. You are not buying equity. You are not buying rental income. You are not buying anything but the use of the property. In a timeshare, basically you will be losing money. You can buy a timeshare. I have seen people buying timeshare at $80,000 for one timeshare that they can use the property like a few weeks a year. So in 10 years, the timeshare, you will be losing money. You have no rental income. You have no equity at all. So, okay, if we compare all of these things, 401k, the US, like the US properties, timeshare, or a condo in Tulum. This is a chart that is or a summary is a summary of what would the 175 will looking like in 10 years. So if you take a look to the Tulum condo, in 10 years it's going to be worth 388,000. It will generate 150,000 in income, and you will have a total position with income and appreciation of $538,000. Versus if you go with a timeshare, of course, you're going to lose money from day one. If you go from a property in the US, your total position is going to be 320,000. And if you save it on your 401k, you're going to have $371,000. So we are having almost 3 times the original capital when combining the yield and appreciation. And we are considering appreciation of only 7%. If you remember the first chart that I shared with you, where we were looking at the appreciation in Mexico, and this is government data, we are standing at a 13.5 appreciation. So these numbers will actually be more. So just to be conservative, we are sharing these numbers. So all of these you will find it in the here in the selection kit that I was sharing with you. You will see like some comparison between a property in US for 175 versus what you can get here in Tulum with 175. So it's a huge difference. This is what I was mentioning to you. This hotel, which is already operating the first phase, is a winner for best mobile producer. So just with 1 year of operation of this project, it has already some awards from Expedia. And we are actually against, and we are in the first places just with the best other properties that we have in Tulum, such as the Moto by Hilton. We have the Wyndham. We are actually better situation than the Wyndham, like Holiday Inn, like hotel chains that they have already been in the market for years. We have a better performance than they have. So it's a proven asset, it's a proven operation, and you don't need to worry or to say, oh, who's going to take care of my property? We have professionals. They know what they're doing, and this is the best proof of it. You don't need to deal with a development where they say, yes, we're going to have a great operation. And when they deliver the unit, the developer say goodbye. Thank you for your purchase. I'm leaving, and he's leaving you alone in front of this operation, which is not easy to operate. You will need to deal with a property manager or with someone because it's not easy. So having this operation already in place is a huge advantage for this project. So we are looking here at the first phase already sold, and here the second phase is under construction. As we speak right now, this is under construction. So if you are considering that we have already a fully proven business model with a fully tangible asset, I will invite you to come to Tulum to experience and to stay in this project so you can see what are we talking about. The second phase is under construction and will be delivered in December next year. So we are very early in the sales and the process. So that's where you're gonna have also a lot of appreciation. These are real pictures. All of this will be available for you in the resources that I'm going to share with you. So the selection kit, this is the one that I want you to understand what is going on and what are we including here, such as videos, frequent asked questions, as what's the concierge services about. Everything will be there. And where is this? Again, in our drive. This is the drive that you will have access to. I'm going to share this drive to our WhatsApp group. If you are not in this WhatsApp group, I'm going to leave the link here in the chat of this Zoom so you can actually take a look to this. Okay, so it's right here. That's the Google Drive. All of you will have access, and then you're going to see all of these details that I was sharing with you, including the original photos from the phase one of Otonomus. And then we will have everything, all of the materials that you like. If you are having, for example, some people that would like to come to the event in Las Vegas in June 6th, you will also have here the information about these events. You're going to have ads and media here, images, and you will see the flyers for the event that we will have in Las Vegas in June 6th. You can take all of these resources are for you. The pictures, the videos of the project, everything will be here so you can use it. So basically, that's what we have. I also have my colleague Michelle. We will be hosting the event next June 6th. And I want you to, Michelle, to share a little bit about your experience because I know you have been coming to Tulum for the last 4 years and you are coming over and over. I'm sure you're going to do it now permanently, but please, Michelle, if you want to share with us some words.
Yes, yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Michel Estati. I'm a real estate broker here in Greater Montreal in Canada. I'm really happy to see everyone here. And thank you, Fernando. Great presentation. Uh, and I thought maybe I can talk a bit about my experience. I've been going to Tulum for the past 4 years now. And every year I go there, I really see the growth that's been happening in terms of infrastructure, more restaurants, more gyms, more beach clubs, hotels, and really like an international presence. Um, so it no longer feels like a small hidden town. It's really becoming like, if I can say, an international lifestyle destination. And what I've been seeing throughout these years, more languages. So I hear people speak English, French, Spanish, Italian, Arabic. And every time I talk to these people, they either tell me, okay, I come from this country, and they're actively looking for like a second home or an Airbnb investment or a winter escape. So it's really great to see this. And and I think what attracts them to the Riviera Maya, especially Tulum, it's the warm weather all year round. And what's really unique, uh, and I love about Tulum is the fact that we have the beach, we have the jungle lifestyle, and we also have the town, the downtown. And I think nowhere in the world we have this where we you can see the beach, you have the jungle and the the lifestyle of a whole town. Another thing, the wellness culture is really big. For example, I'm a bit into wellness. They're building one of the biggest gyms in the world, Zamaya. You can check it out. So the wellness culture is really big over there, and everything related to remote work. So the nomads, digital nomads that work remotely. And I think you guys as agents, I think it's really important that you understand that when you're talking to your clients, you're not just selling a condo in Tulum, you're really selling a lifestyle and a whole experience. Um, and what caught my attention about this specific project, the autonomous project that we're promoting here, it's really the concept behind it, and especially the location. It's super, super close to the beach. It's one of the closest hotels to the beach. And of course, the team behind it. They have a very good reputation. It's a US developer, and all the experience they've had. So it's really a great, great project. And that's what I wanted to tell you guys. So I really invite everyone to go check out Tulum with their own eyes, maybe for a week, a few days, and you'll understand more what we're talking about, I think.
Yes, 100%. So yeah, we will send you this presentation, guys. If you register already to this webinar, we will send you all of this presentation and all of the resources so you can have it. The idea is that you know how to present. Again, I don't want you to be an expert, but just to share the general idea of what does it means to invest in Mexico, what are the ways to do it, and what can you expect in terms of prices, in terms of operation. I want you to have this general idea so you can share with your clients. Hey, you know what? I realized that there are some opportunities in Tulum, Mexico that maybe you would be interested in looking at. So now, because you are in this webinar and you got invited from us, we are sharing this project in Las Vegas. We want you to be our partners. So how are we going to be partnering together? We're going to pay you 6% full commission just for referring your client. We will handle closing, negotiation, special discounts. We will pay for your clients to come to Tulum. If you have a client very interested, we will pay for him to stay in Las Vegas in our event in June 6th. So we are putting a lot in the table for you because we really want to create this partnership with you. We know you were already selected, and we know that you are top performers, realtors in your market. And trust me, this is a great opportunity to diversify your investment portfolio. I know some people in Mexico, sorry, in the US or Canada is like, oh my God, this market is so bad. What can we do now? Okay, Mexico is your answer, guys. Mexico is what you need to do. It's easy to sell. It's a lifestyle benefit. It has such a big financial benefits for you and for your clients. So if you want to say to your clients, hey, you know what? We should be exploring some other ways to diversify your investment. Trust me, Mexico it's gonna be one of the best options, and I can ensure that once we are gonna be there in Las Vegas, we are doing tours in all over US and Canada. We were in Texas last month. We will be in Vegas. We will be in Toronto. We will be in Calgary. So we're gonna be all around the North America because that's part of our mission. We want to share what Mexico has to offer and why should you be investing here. As I was mentioning, I could just get happy with the lifestyle that we have here, but it's not only the lifestyle. I was investing in other parts of Mexico and I decided to sell everything. I say, you know what? I'm selling all my properties and now I'm going to invest in Tulum. And once I did my first investment in Tulum, I started to sell like crazy to all my clients. I bought a piece of land, a small piece of land that cost me $35,000 and I only paid 20% down. That was my very first investment here in Tulum. And now, 5 years after my first investment, I have over 12 properties here in Riviera Maya and another properties around Mexico. So I can tell you the amount of growth that you can have here to invest and the amount of enjoyment that you will have here in the Riviera Maya is truly exceptional. So my invitation is that you come experience. I know some of you have been already here. If you haven't been here, take a flight, come here in 2 hours, you will get here and we will get together and we'll show you the best properties. I will show you the nature that we have, all of the beaches, the lagoons, the cenotes, everything that we have to enjoy. And trust me, you will fall in love and you will like to be here, living here. So that's what we have to share with you. My team, the team that is behind the event in Las Vegas, will be in touch with you. We'll send you all of